And I'm live! Hi guys. It's Monday night. Let me mute my stream so I don't have to hear myself because I hate my own voice. Oh, gel tip. Oh, okay, that's fine. I will chat when you get back. No, it's not. Well, for you it's Tuesday. Please don't do that. I'm freaking tired. I had a really excellent weekend, but boy, was it tiring. I'm probably getting too old for this stuff, but hey. I did the mini painting stream on Saturday, then went to a family party, then I went to a Ren fair yesterday, and it was excellent. And I yelled at the joust and such, and my voice is well, so no. I already know it's Monday. Because yesterday I said I had a most excellent time at King Richard's Fair. Spent too much money. Which happens. Oh Lord, I mean, other fact that it cost too damn much to get into it. Now, of course, I bought stuff. Which meant I spent even more. But it was a wonderful time. And we went with a group of people, so... oh, no, that's right. All my big brushes are here, because I'm going to need big brushes. I said I was going to try to get this... I see hydrate. I said I was going to try to paint the base coat of this thing. Whoops. But I just didn't have time. So, hi, Mini Mommy. And Gel Tip already had to disappear. And hi, Pete. It's always nice when you pop in. Because I see there's a couple other people I don't think have chimed in, and that's fine. I did zoom out my camera to try to get a little more room here. So, I'm going to go back to base coating. There are places on this that I missed. That happens, you know, when you...
I gotta have more cowbell.
When, I noticed this on a lot of things, especially if you've got a lot of texture to them. When you base coat them, I tend to have to go over them a couple times to make sure I get all the, fill in all the spots. Especially little recesses like in the skulls, mouths, and things. But I'm going to make this whole thing black. So I am completely done with the door and the floor. It's now time to do the walls. You see, I mean, I started priming this. This is not primer. I started painting the black, when was it? Last Wednesday, I believe. That's right. That's right, it was, because I started a one episode before it became October. So I'm going to see if I missed any spots here on the front. When I paint, I'm really working the bristles in to try to get the paint in the cracks. Hi, Kevin. How was shed cleaning Saturday? I streamed, but I also had a party, so we couldn't make it anyways. Probably should do this right there. But I think that does go against... Haven't decided. I think I'm going to glue this to the floor. Haven't decided that yet. It's the roof I'm not going to glue in. About what I expect. Lots of moving of boxes and things. I feel like I'm so not ready for this con this year. In some ways, I'm excited for it, but in some ways, I don't feel ready for it at all. It's a weird year. So yeah, basically what you missed, if you weren't here on Saturday, which I know you weren't because you were doing, said you were doing the lovely Lisa a favor, was I painted up, oops, filling some of those spots. I finished painting up the floor. Catmaster! Here's the floor. I finished the rooms. Basically is what I did on Saturday. And I also painted the door. I'm really happy with I'm happy with the way this door came out. But now the door needs to go in somewhere. Are we ever ready for the con? I don't know. Usually, a lot of times I feel ready. A lot of times I just can't wait. This year, I don't feel ready at all. Yeah, so what am I using for paint, by the way? I'm using Delta Craft Paint. Because it's such a large piece, I didn't want to go through like 15 bottles of paint to paint such a huge piece. There's no reason you can't do it. And I will warn you, I'm going to go off screen probably, or off camera, probably 500 times. Yeah, I think I don't need to do that in there. Yeah, I will do that. I'm also going to make, I've mentioned, I'm making the roof on this. Normally this all seems to go together and then you can't really get the roof off the building unless you disassemble it. I'm making it so that the roof can go, so I can just pop the roof in and out when I want to. Ugh. So I've had to shave down part of the roof. In fact, I'm going to probably shave it down a little more. But since I'm not painting it right now, I don't care. I'll worry about it when I have to actually... I'll make sure I get it done before I actually have to put it in permanently. So how are you guys all doing tonight? Catmaster, Mini Monami, and I have Pete had to disappear. I know Pete pops on here only for a short time on weeknights if he does it all because he's on the other side of the world where it's night. So it's getting very late there. Oh, you're still here. So how are you guys all doing? Yeah, I said I'll bet you're going to go to bed soon. Considering that is much later there than it is here. It's only 7 o'clock here. I think we determined it's like midnight there. It is 7 o'clock and it is friggin' raining again. Joy. That's how it is here. Okay, hang on, Kevin. I'm gonna do that while these things as Kevin is doing. If you have anything you'd like to share that you've been working on, please, I am definitely link friendly and I like to, check out what everybody else is working on and I love to share. So once I'm done putting some black, where am I going to hold this? Can't put this in a holder. And not that it's a problem. I'm used to not using holders for things. Maybe that makes me weird. Some of this paint's probably going to end up chipping off. Especially like these little things where the... I was going to say, I have this feeling that the paint's going to end up chipping off in some of these places where the roof is going to sort of rub. But I do want to use it. I might want to use it someday to actually play in. Pardon me while I definitely go off camera. Yeah, I'm doing a good job of covering myself. You're working on a giant worm. Well, I know you spell it R-O-W-M. Wait, is it the purple worm? Reaper has a purple worm. I think GW has a purple worm. And Mini Mommy, yes, you did finally get your minis. So I ordered, basically mine are from the evil empire known as Games Workshop. I ordered the new orc stuff. Ah, you know, I can look that up. All right, here. What I'm going to do, actually, I'll go to Crimson's post. But said, I love to see your pieces, so... The hell am I looking at? Actually, before I do that... No description either. Oh, you're making terrain. Hang on. So you are making terrain. That, I guess, is a fence. I'm guessing that's a fence. It looks like it's made out of dowels and some pink foam. Yep, diorama base. All right. So it's a start. What are you going to put on it? This is like the perfect thing. Have people post links. Mini Mommy, do you have any? You don't have anything to link in, do you, tonight? Oh, it's leftover runners for my Gundam kits. Oh, this is for the samurai. Ooh, okay. Very cool. Can't wait to see. I mean, really, 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 really early in process. So, got only ever the slightest hint of what this vision's gonna be. You know, if you want to post, you want to send me a link to your Reaper winnings. Absolutely. I did actually look at them, though, when you posted them in Chris and Jen's Discord. Yeah, let's see. Let's check it out. I looked at them, yes. They gave you a pretty good variety of stuff. I'm trying to figure out what the blue thing is. That's not one of the, like the near, what are they, the sirens, is it? Because I know that was done on blue. I have them right here, actually, the siren set. It looks like one of those. Actually, it looks like this one right here. It's a Smurf. It probably is. No, I think it's this one right here. Oh wait, I have to actually pull it up. Yep, it's so there's a set of 5 of them. I'll show you in a sec because I do literally have them right here. But let's see. They did, yeah. I've got this guy. I've got some of these. I've got the big mouseling. I know I've got him. I have so many. I mean, I think I have that. I think that's from one of the townsfolk. I want to say I have most of these. But that's really cool. Congratulations. You know, you should have tagged Reaper in it. Reaper absolutely loves, yeah, they'll pay attention. If you tag them in it, they'll like it, or sometimes they'll retweet it on you too. If it's about them. That's very cool. All right, so speaking of Reaper, I was going to look up and see. I want to do this, by the way, this sugar skull painting contest, but I have to actually order it. Alright, so what did he say it was? It's 44007. Let's see. I gotta put my head down so I can see. 44. What the hell is the number? 007. Is the skew? Nope. I don't know if he's still here. Worm? I don't know if you're still there, Pete, but these are all the worms they got. I've done this one. That is a real worm. It's friggin' large. I've painted the grub here. I know I have this carrion one. Oh, 77006. Is it on here? I try this. 77006. Oh, it's that guy. Oh, nice. So you're working on him. You can have fun with this. I mean, with all that texture and stuff. And you could put all sorts. You could put pink on him. Hi, you know you can't even buy him right now. It's out of stock. That's fine. I always appreciate it. Said anything you guys want to share that should share with the class, please do. Especially when my piece is drying. Reaper is my favorite place. I love to go to this site. But I don't know if anyone saw. They have a whole new bunch of Bonsylvanians. I think these are new. They say they're limited edition, and the ones I don't necessarily remember. I love these though. I love the evil mermaid. You're doing a tremor. Oh, that makes sense though. Yeah, that makes so much sense for that worm to be like a tremor version. All right, so this is what I was talking about. I have the set. The one that you got was this one right here, which, oh God, you can't see shit. The light is just bouncing right off the bag. I believe the one you got is this. I can get it out of the box. Is this one? I think it's this one. They're really cool. I have one of them painted. At some point I'll paint the rest of them. But it came with this really neat base, all injected in, you know, plastic. Although these, I don't know, I have to look and see what I did for the one I painted. I don't remember. I think what it did was I know what I did. In like these recesses and stuff, I use like washes. You bet, Pete. And you know what? You take care too, and you stay safe. And I hope to see you again soon. I especially hope to see you on Saturdays, when I know you can actually hang out. Yeah, on the base, I'm going to probably I took washes, like a dark blue wash, and I just put it in the base. I'm trying to remember if I added a little green in there too. So it's getting dry. It's not quite there yet. Boo. Hiss. Hurry up and dry. I will use this moment actually to see. I do have a couple spots. So one thing it says it's important to do is go look and see if you missed anything. Because undoubtedly you have. Especially if it's a very textured piece. There's a couple of spots there. I notice the more textured something is, the more spots I tend to find. Like I can see right in there. Right under there. But it's not actually too bad because this piece is not horribly textured. The one I can think of is like the the rocks from Maldrakar. Those are textured, and those I had to go over probably about 5 times to get all the white spots out. I can tell you right now, in there is mist, in there. Looks like I got inside all my skull eyes. That's good, at least on the outside of it. And once again, I also like to say, make sure you tip your minis upside down. You may find some things. Let me pull it away from the camera a little bit. You might find things that you missed that you wouldn't realize it by just looking at it from the correct way. You know, the direction it's meant to be looked at. And I'm going to whack my camera with my brush. I am sorry, guys, if this is just... I'm not used to working with big pieces like this on a stream, so... I can see I missed a spot there. Yeah, see if I have to flip it upside down, or I never would have caught this. It's a nice big piece, so precision is not key here. This is fairly textured. I can see a bunch of little spots that are missing here. So how's everybody dealing with the great Facebook crisis? No Facebook, no Instagram, no WhatsApp, no, what's it, Oculus? You know, at least Twitter's working. So I was able to at least post someplace about my stream in Discord. Okay. I still see some spots. I'm not going to worry about getting in there. Definitely spots there that are missing. Right there. Of course, any little streaks, because some of this is like smoother. So the paint is a little more streaking on it. It is also, someone mentioned it. Oh, is it over? I mean, I didn't look that long ago, and it was still acting up for me. But it may be over by now. Come on. I also look for any like spots of paint that are a little too thick. And I kind of blend them in, just so it will dry faster. There's another spot. It's unbelievable how many things I find that get missed. And I'm using a big brush here. Now it's gonna dry. Oh, alright. Maybe that's why. Oh no, I was looking at it today. So today was really tired because I had a long weekend. But it was a fun weekend. But I said I am like tired, so I didn't really, normally I paint on my breaks at work, which I've mentioned, but I just couldn't do it today. I was like, you know, I need a break. So of course I go to look at Facebook while on my breaks, and I'm like, why the hell is this not working? All right, I'm gonna get started on the other one while that dries, because I think it's pretty good now. I'll probably find 1 or 2 spots that still are not filled in. Such is life. But I did pretty good. There wasn't too much that was missing. And I'm going to make sure where's Capmaster for this? I'm going to stroke my paint in the direction that the cracks are going in. I don't know if that makes sense. Because I want the paint to get into the cracks. So I'm going to go in that parallel direction, I guess you could say. But not going parallel to. I'm just... And then sometimes I'll go circles and I really squish the paint in. Smush down my bristles to get it in there. Go over a little bit to, take off any excess. I tend to do this. I tend not to be that careful. I just want to get the pieces painted. And I want the paint to cover because it's such a large piece. Said I'm going to nail my brush. I'm going to nail the camera with my brush. I'm gonna have to go over those again. Well, anyway, so crisis averted. You notice that I'm painting in both directions, so because I've got cracks that go in both directions. Maybe I'll just paint the inside of this for now, so I can have a dry spot to hold. Probably need to get some more paint. Don't mind me. I find that sometimes it's just easier, as long as you put the right end in your mouth, sometimes it's just easier to hold my brush in my teeth for a minute than to wash it out. As long as I keep the paint on the brush wet, it'll be fine if I leave it out a bit and not wash it in between. Besides, if you wash it in between, then you gotta make sure, especially in a big brush, it tends to really accumulate water in there. It's not really, you really have to, work it out on paper towel to get all the excess water out of your brush to get it back to the, so you're not adding too much water into the paint. I said, I'm going for coverage for this thing more than anything else. A lot of this paint's going to be covered over anyways because I'm going to do lighter colors. So I'm not too worried. about I don't know what I was gonna say there. Like having it be super smooth. Plus, it's a texture thing. Doesn't have to be perfect. Since I'm going to cover over most of the paint anyways. Oh, geez, Dio. See, I'll never gonna remember that. I'm never gonna remember because I suck. How you doing, Dio? I hope you're having a lovely Monday night. It's lovely Monday night because it means my work day is over. Monday is almost over. This is the sound of me tapping out the water and the paint out of my brush. I know, but I like to get these things right. It took me forever to learn gel tip. It's your name. I want to do it right, you know? I also call that the part of me that is a bit of a perfectionist. Because that's who I am. It's the reason why I do well at my job. I'm picky. So don't make a lot of it. Well, I make mistakes. I'm just picky. I don't let them get through. I find them and fix them before they get too far. Because we all make mistakes. And it's not always a happy accident. Happy accidents in the creative pursuits. But a spelling error is still a spelling error. Oh, man. Jam tick. No, gel is the part I always get right. It's the second half I always get wrong. I had pad and I had... what else did I call them? I remember gel pad was one of them. There was something else I used to call them too, and I can't remember what it was. Gonna creep that right up to my hands. Okay, so I don't wanna... I'm gonna flip this. There's just no good way to hold this. Oh, yuck, yuck, yuck. Doing a good job getting paint on my fingers. At least it's not quite as much as I'm getting on. At least I'm getting a lot more on the piece and not my fingers. I guess you could say getting paint on your fingers when you're a mini painter kind of goes with the territory. Kind of like gluing them to your pieces. You know you're a mini painter when? Said you've glued your fingers to your mini. Or to each other. And your pieces that you're trying to glue in the mini are still sitting there. Unglued. Because they're stuck to your fingers and not each other. You know you're a mini painter when you spilled your first bottle of either contrast paint or wash. Happens to everybody. You know you're a mini painter when you wash your brush in your drink. or you, better yet, you drink your wash water, which I've never done. I've never drank my wash water, but I have washed my brush in my drink. Just gonna go back over. I know I got part of it here that's not done, and it's gonna remain undone until the rest of it dries so I can hang on to it. Smooth things out a bit. The other thing too is you do kind of have to let your piece dry before you can find the white spots, because there's a there's a sheen when the paint is wet, and I think it makes it much harder to find the white spots. Well, I guess I'm doing okay there. I found some. As I said, I warned you, I'm not going to stay on camera the whole time. I will try, but holding that was not comfortable. Alright, so let's see. So I'm going to put this aside and let that dry. I still found a couple. See, I told you, you gotta go through like about 5 times in some cases to find all the spots you miss. My goal though is to hopefully not have many spots that are missing. Also, now don't find so many spots that you miss that you can just, you might be able to, if they're all in one area and you get another area that's pretty much dry, you could start working on the dry area. How did I see that? I saw something. No, I don't see it. Hang on. Oh, I don't see it. Carol's blind. Oh, there's a little spot there. That needs to be smoothed out. All right. I do see, so once again, I keep finding spots here and there that need to get covered. I think I see one there, and that needs to be smoothed out. Everyone's so quiet. As I was gonna say, I need people to be inappropriate on my stream. Because I'm a terrible person. I'm inappropriate on other people's streams. Alright. Now comes the big question. What color am I going to do this? I can try. I've got this charcoal paint, but there's not a ton of it left. But then again, if I'm dry brushing, I shouldn't need a ton of it. So I'm going to try it. And hopefully I have enough. Otherwise, I'll be trying to mix a color that looks like it. Probably using black and gray. And I'm going to grab my dry brush knock over one of my others on my rack. Paint rack. Alright. Now, I'm not going to do the spires. I keep thinking I might want to try to do something where they look like obsidian. And I'm not... I need to do some research on this to figure out how to accomplish this. Obsidian is like volcanic glass. So it's almost, it's weird. It's, if it's real thin, it's very translucent, but if it's thick, it's like opaque. You can't see through it. It's really neat. You've probably all seen obsidian, I would hope. If not, find a way to see it, because honestly, it's really cool stuff. It really is volcanic glass. I may actually want to use something bigger than this little tiny rinky-dink dry brush. It worked for, dry brushes worked really well on small parts of this, the small walls and things. The big ones, I'm not so sure. We're going to try it though first. And maybe I'll make it more wet brush. I'll make sure I don't paint on these. I'll make it more of a wet brush. These bricks that are a little more smooth. I don't know if you can see it. There's definitely less texture on them. Dry brushing actually said I really like the texture of dry brushing on stone. Doesn't work to me on everything, but I like it on stone. I make sure I get that nice charcoal color on there. Oh, my hands look awesome. So, Kevin, what are you up to tonight? What are you painting anything tonight? Or Mini Mommy, are you painting anything tonight while I'm working? Because I'd always get a kick out of people who work while I'm streaming. Trying not to. I guess I can get the skull. If I get the skull, so be it. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, you're actually working on that right now. I wasn't sure. Well, see, you know, you could show me that, but that's not necessarily mean you're actually working on it right now. You could be doing something else, like getting ready for AAC. Plus, you've also been chatting, so I find anybody who can sit and chat with me while they're painting is, you're something special. Yeah, so no. I said, I know there are times you've watched my stream where you haven't actually been painting. You have some night haunts. Ooh. It's that time of year. Well, that's why I'm doing this. I want to get it done for my graveyard. I really want to get done for my graveyard, so. Well, Kevin, you are special. I think we can agree on that one. Then again, it probably can be agreed that I'm special too. I'm going to take off a little less paint, just a hair. Do 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 as I go along. I realize I remembered I actually at some point need to run down to my first floor and grab some of my pieces they did for the fencing and stuff like that. So I can remember what the heck I did. I mean, I have ideas on what I did, but I think I need some confirmation. Including what color I ended up making these. I know I used this charcoal color paint. But I couldn't tell you if I put more stuff. I know I put more colors over it. And I want to say I did another color, lighter color gray on top of this. But I'm going to kind of need to go look and see what I did. All sorts of neat cracks and stuff like that. I do remember that on the cracks I definitely did some highlighting and highlighting in those to reflect the light and make them look more like cracks. These stairs I might actually do lighter to blend them in with the floor pieces I did. The floor is definitely lighter than the sides of this right now. I'm pretty sure there are little rune things here. Pretty sure I did those like blood red color, like the same color I did the runes in the floor. All right. This part that's got the little bolts in it, I think I'm going to do all that some sort of metal. Haven't decided yet. Probably more steel. Okay. Enjoy your dinner. I think I'll put this. Time to do some interpretation here of what I want to do. So I'm going to put this here because I want this to be my base stone, not obsidian. Alright, sorry, I'm sorry, this might be kind of boring. I hope not. I hope I'm not, well, at least I hope I'm not boring you. But you know what, there's something very satisfying still about even doing this. I like the fact I don't necessarily have to think too hard. To do this. basically I'm doing these pieces here. Whoops. That's okay. Then I'm going to come in, I'm going to get the back sides of these. Everything, they just want to be this stone. This really, really dark gray stone. I think I'll make that part of it too. But I'm going to make that metal. Oh, interesting. That's interesting, because it looks like there's like no distinguishing between this and this. But maybe I'm thinking I'm going to do that though. I'm going to somehow draw a line and keep this obsidian, keep that metal. It's on the ends. Well, actually it's on the inside, but you'll be able to see it. So I'm continuing to wet brush, and it's, yes, I'm wet brushing this. Because I'm not totally drying out the brush. And I'm trying not to get it in the cracks. Now, if the brush is very wet, then you could get it in the cracks. So I'm trying to make sure I leave a little space between my brush and any cracks. Also keep in mind, stone is not all one color. So if you have some variation, you're not perfect, who cares? If it's all the same, so be it, then that's fine too. I think that's the other reason why I like dry brushing this stuff or wet brushing it, because it does give a bit of an unevenness to it, which I like in my rocks. And around I go. This is why I feel like I need to get some music at some point. So if things are quiet, at least I can be quiet and there'll be something playing. When I don't have some instructions to give, because I'm doing a lot of the same thing. Because right now, unfortunately, this is a lot of the same thing. I said I may go back over this with some lighter gray, because my floor is a lighter gray. But we'll see. Back with food. What, eating anything good? We had like Subway tonight. Stewed beef. Oh, that sounds good. Nom 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 nom. I love tomatoes. Actually, we had salad, so I had tomatoes. And they were good tomatoes too. Thankfully, we're not quite to the point of the year when you can't get any decent tomatoes out there. But it's getting there. Whew. Alright. I will say this piece is working up. And the whole piece, not just this piece. See, I feel like this is working up so much faster than I expected. So if I can get it done, I'll be doing probably some Halloween figures on this stream for the remainder of October. I already have so many figures in my graveyard, but why not more? Is there such thing as too many? That's like saying, is there such thing as having too many unpainted minis? Or too big a shelf of shame? The answer to that is no. Unless you can't store it anymore. Then it might be too much. Or a closet of shame, in my case. A closet, a behind the bed, and a work drawer of shame. That's all my shame. I still got room to store them though, so I can get more. And I did. I got the Great White Squig from Games Workshop, as I mentioned earlier. Thank God, because there was only like 2 per store. Boo boo, hiss hiss. But I'm glad I got mine. Holding it can be a little tough. Still haven't quite figured what I'm going to do in these little areas. Actually, I'm thinking maybe I'll just keep them stone, but I'll work these up to like a white highlight. Or an off-white highlight. Somewhere in there. Make them look skeletal. I do tend to be sticking with, because there's a lot of gray. I'm sticking with cool colors for this, so it may be a cool white. Some ways I do wish I had a bigger dry brush for these areas. In this texture I'm going a little more dry because it's really there's a texture on it that's fairly fine. So I want to definitely leave some dark spots in the cracks. And then these little pits. These walls I'm probably going to lighten up more. Actually, these walls, I'm probably not going to do them real colored stones like I do on the outside. Notice I'm going in two different directions. Sort of almost like making little X's. Here we go. And these little triangles, I'm gonna probably do some sort of a metal too. The roof probably should be copper. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's tin roofs. As far as I know, all the roofs are like a coppery. The ones I'm thinking of are all like coppery colored. So I'm gonna probably stick with that for the roof. I think I had too much paint left in that, but that's okay. Once again, I said things tend to be different colors anyways, and I'm gonna lighten all these up anyways. I do. I like painting rocks. Ooh, that looks like it's about to get missed. Probably gonna need brush soap after this night. Admittedly, even though I'm using a smaller brush, it's not too horribly small, but even though I'm using I've used bigger ones for dry brushing and such, even though I'm using a small one, it's still working up pretty quick. I'm already on the third panel here. Some rather horrific looking walls. I mean, who puts... I say, what sick cult would sit there and put skulls over everything? Orcus? I mean, that would seem likely. This is how ideas come from for D&D. Especially for minis. I'll look at something like this and go, okay, what made it? What cult works? What cult would this be that has a whole graveyard full of, with a skull and iconography and, you know, usually you think about like cemeteries and such, a lot of the iconography, statues, things like that, they tend to be symbols of hope. So don't feel like there's much hope in this graveyard. Unless it's somebody who really digs death. Okay, so that was the inside. I think I still need to do this part of the outside. I've done this over. I don't think I did this part already. I did this here. These plates, these are going to be metal. Probably go copper, maybe highlight it with some gold or something, or bronze. Maybe you could do bronze, like the brown bronze. In the middle, I'm going to keep it all stone. This is where I'm going to have a lot of colored stone. I want to get as much of this gray in there because I want to make sure I have enough. To do the piece. I mean, I should. Oh, that rubbed off. I want to keep this recess dark. Oh no, it's okay. I'm so friggin' happy that you're actually working. By the way, how are you? I mean, are you doing okay? Because I know things were a little rough. And I wasn't really exactly near, I mean, I was near my phone, but I wasn't really exactly in many positions to actually sit there and look at chat on Discord. And I know, this is not the most exciting thing I'm painting right now. It'll get more exciting. I promise you that. It's also why I'm talking about future plans too and what I'm doing with this. What's your picture working out, but Instagram, oh, I know. I mean, well, it was on Discord. I could probably swipe it off there and post it. I think. I should be able to. Well, actually, I could just open up Instagram and I could just share that, you know. Well, you could always tell us, you know, what are you working on? I said you're making a base, which is not surprising. You make great terrain, so here I'm making terrain. But you make the terrain. I'm just taking something that exists and painting it. This is tough, man. There's like a lot of little sharp points in this that kind of digging into my hands. I'll add a little more color to my, a little more of this paint. Because I do have Discord on this computer. Did you have, I was going to say, Catmaster, did you have a good weekend at least? Then again, you don't really have weekends, do you? Where you are basically medically retired. I think he disappeared. See there, that needs. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh wait, that's right. It is working. Never mind. Kevin said that everything was back up and running. I'm gonna like it. Boy, you have a lot of tags on there. All right, let's see. That's gonna be really cool. I love the figures. I love the way you have the figures arranged and such. That's really cool. Also looks like something bad happened. I feel like you need some blood. You need to put some blood on this. I like it though. I like it, like it. Thank you, Catmaster. You're awesome. Feel like, nope, maybe that is all right. Maybe it's just the way the light's bouncing off of it, which I find happens sometimes. The light can trick your eyes into thinking something's there that's not. Drives me nuts. And I said, this guy is going to be all stone. Alrighty. That's the weird thing. So you got all these skulls, and then you get a chalice. It's just kind of an interesting mix of symbols here. I guess the chalice could be holding blood. I think I did the right thing thinking the aesthetic for this place should be blood and bones. So everything's red and black and white and gray. Red and gray looks really good together. Oh, Catmaster, did you finish that piece you were working on Saturday that you didn't like the color of? I was gonna say, I saw part of it done when you did. I guess they were some sort of crates, and you did them. You end up doing them orange, which I thought was really cool. I was originally thinking, maybe I was looking like, yeah, I guess I see what you meant by the light gray. But I was thinking maybe a darker gray would have worked too. Thinking like, I don't know, like a lot of times you see, panels and containers and things like that on sci-fi shows, and they also tend to be like dark gray. But I really like the orange. That looks really nice. I wonder if you get them done, or if you're still working on them. The shipping containers, haven't done much with them just yet. I needed more details in the sides of them. But you did say at least you base coat them a color that you liked. You gonna put any graffiti or anything on the outside of those? I think that's a neat thing about shipping containers and stuff like that. There's a large area if you want to try freehand. But I just wanted to say, yeah, you did good on the color. Well, it was funny because I saw like this top part of that post when I went back on there, and I totally missed the picture of you that you posted with the orange ones. And you asked the question, what color would be better, and I said darker gray, and then I realized, oh wait, you already painted them. Ooh, cool. That's it. I really liked what you were doing on them. So I hope you do finish them soon. What are you putting those with? Or are you just doing a bunch of containers? Are you going to put them on a diorama or something? Because they're obviously terrainy bits. But they're pretty cool just to even use by themselves. If you were... I mean, I don't know. Maybe you invite people over to... That's it. You maybe need an in-person group. I don't know if your group is in person, actually. Because I know you play D&D. I don't know if it's remote or in person. Those gonna and the larger battle mech diorama I've been working on. Cool. By the way, in case you did, I know I sent it to you. And if you want to play a Murder Hobos one shot, this week is the one shot. He's resurrecting some old scenario that he ran a long time ago. And we put the call out today. I basically said, yeah, if you need me, but if you don't need me, I've played the last couple one-shots, so I'm good. And don't mind taking the night off, for the sake of people who, and that's what he'll do anyways. He's pretty fair about it. But I did give you that email address, so if you want to play, and where you're new, you'll be pretty much guaranteed to play this Saturday. Murder Hobo Inc. I know I'm gonna totally try to do this on screen. I don't think this is gonna work real well. Basically, I'm doing this also to make sure I don't have any, it does kind of help to blend the streaks out. I'm not even sure I have to do that. I don't remember how this went together. Which I've already put it together. You'd think I'd remember. All right, I think that's a coat of paint on this of the beginning of my stone look. Now I take up the other piece. Seriously, is something still wet on this? After all that time away? What time is it? 8:21. My God. I've been doing it again. It's like time just friggin' flies on me these days. I guess I can use this brush. I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the side here. I still black paint, that will work. I'm gonna paint the area that I skipped for the time being because I was holding it there. Then let's go hunting for little marks that are missing. The thing is, I think this is still see a little bit. I'm not very good at sculpting. I will fully admit to that. But it doesn't look too bad. I had put some green stuff in this area. And it's not too noticeable, and it's the back, so. Definitely some spots that need some touching up. Once again, I said time is flying again. Can't believe it's already 8:30, or almost 8:30. How in the world is it almost 8:30? Guess I must be having fun. I really, in case anyone can't tell, I really love mini painting. I will admit, this weekend I was bad. I didn't do any mini painting to speak. I did Saturday on the stream, but yesterday I didn't. I was just too tired when I got home to do any last night. I said I was doing that mini, well, I don't want to say was. But I've decided that if I'm overly tired, I'm not going to do it. I will make up for it at some other point. Challenges are great, but one shouldn't put their health, mental health, or otherwise at risk to do them. I like doing it though. That said, I do like doing it, that challenge, because it means I'm getting stuff out of my shelf, closet of shame. I'm getting paint on it. Whew. me get the paint out of this brush because I think I'm done with it for now. I hope. This paper towel is like done. I do like dry brushing. But it's bad for your brushes. Ugh, everything's a bit wet. But I can work around the wet spots. There's a lot of stuff in here that is dry. Actually, I'm going to dip in because I see a couple spots I think I did miss, even though with my best effort I try to fill stuff or try to catch it all. And I'm going to work around those spots I just painted. Ooh. Why are you taking paint off my thing? And this was a dry spot too. Why is it doing that? Alright, we'll just add a little more black on there. Oh, come on. And then when it comes down to it, I'll be a bit heavier. I'm not gonna try to be too dry on the dry brushing for that. For some reason there's a spot in that the paint, it's not sticking well. This is bones, but paint sticks well to it. So I'm not sure why it's doing what it's doing. Jeez, it's doing it down there too. This is the smoother material, so it is entirely possible that might have something to do with it. Alrighty. I think I'm kind of back in business. Let's hope it's not going to take the paint off of this side. I'll just do this side instead of the other side for the time being. Jeez, nope, it's doing it here too. What the hell? This is why people do prime bones occasionally. But usually the issue is not so much the paint scraping off. It's usually the issue of oh, I missed the whole side. Usually the issue is more that paint that's too wet doesn't stick. Go back over here. And I'm going to try to keep my paintbrush really wet then on these sections. And just try not to paint it in the cracks. I should not do that yet. At least I can tell. This paint is just light enough that I can tell what I've worked on, what I haven't. Even though it's subtle. And I like that. Take out some more because I'm out of it pretty much. I'm just going to kind of dot it on this one because this one was giving me trouble. Alrighty. Now I feel like I can make a little progress on these stones on the side because most of them are all, they're pretty much all dry. Ugh. I'm doing a great job at painting the paper towel that I'm using to take the paint off. Even though I took a bit much off there, even though for the most part I'm not taking a ton off, I'm still dampening it down a bit. Once again, I'm going to do this as a metal plate. And the rest are going to be stone or obsidian. I do kind of wonder why they called it the Obsidian Crimson. The Obsidian Crypt. Shrine, whatever. Catacombs. Because I've never seen it painted with any obsidian on it by any other artist, I don't think. So we gotta be careful again. Some did along the side there where I had some trouble with the paint lifting off. Now it looks like it's okay. Wonder if I should do these some other color stone. They definitely are a different consistency than these. I need to do some research on this. But this will still give a good foundation of something I can work off of. Even if I decide to change the color a bit. But I'm not sure what to do yet. I like the thought that this piece might have some stuff where I might learn some new tricks on it. Which I always dig. I like to learn. I love to learn new stuff when it comes to mini painting. I don't mind at all if people have like ideas, you know, that they'd like to see me incorporate, or techniques, you can always let me know. Either obviously in chat, or hell, you can DM me on here. Try to avoid, there's a wet spot here, still some wet paint in there, so I'm trying to avoid it. If not, it's not a big deal. It'll just mix in. I'll have to go back there anyways, because there's wet paint. Nope, looks like I need to get the insides. Those. It's trying to lift the paint off there again. No. All right. Oop. Probably should get along the sides here. And take off a little more paint. Do it again. Why are you lifting off the paint, you silly thing? I mean, I can probably tell you why. I think it's because this particular material on these sides and such is very smooth. So I think that's why it's picking up. The paint is not sticking down so well. I just don't like to prime bones. And normally I said, I've painted, hundreds of them. Never had an issue with the paint lifting off. In fact, if anything, it's I won't say it's impossible to do it, but it's a little more resistant to rubbing paint off than definitely than metal. So the front side of this or back. This is the back. This is mostly done, maybe a little in there. Maybe a little more on the side here. I'm going to gently tamp down. I leave plenty of paint on my brush. Okay. I'm going to keep working on the outside of this for another 15 minutes before I sign off. Maybe go to paint club. I definitely want to try to get something done tonight. So again, on the sides of these, I'm going to keep the paint a bit thicker to try to not pick up any paint. Take a little more off and start dry brushing these rocks. Maybe leave that recess because it's a recess, so the light's not going to get down in there. Be nice to get, 1.5 walls done, at least of this base coat, or base coat in the first dry brushed. I don't want to say highlight. It's not really a highlight. I guess it's the mid-tone. But a lot of these, especially the stones in here, and maybe even these, I'm gonna add some color to. That may get started next time. I say, hey, if I have time, I may actually have some time. Something tells me I'm probably not going to be on my Tuesday night stream or D&D panel where we discuss all things D&D, because we're gonna have a special guest from Oddfish Games. Where right now they're doing a Kickstarter called How to RPG with Your Cat, and it literally is how to RPG with your cat. If you, I mean, people could play it too, but I believe your cat, you put out a bunch of objects that cats like to play with, and what they play with is what happens. Helps determine if that's like your equivalent of a die roll. I think that's how it works. But these people also make a product called Adventure Scents, which are really good smelling. It almost gives you atmosphere to your dungeon. If you're running a game in person, you could pull out, like I have Welcoming Tavern, and it does actually smell like a smoky fire and maybe a bit of good food in there and such. It's an interesting scent. But yeah, their RPG, how to RPG with the cat looks amazing. And they have funded. I've been back there. I know they had some very interesting things. They actually had, if you have a cat, they have, I know they actually had suits of armor for cats. I know one of them sold, and the last time I looked, the other one had not sold, but it was last week, so who knows? It may be gone. There also was a cat's eye dice jail, and I almost think there was a tower, but I think the tower's gone. Like a dice tower. Oh, I don't want to run out of paint. Not this late in the stream. I don't want to put any more out. But I want to finish this section. I mean, I don't have much section left, but still. There goes my paint. Thankfully, it's not any paint in there I can dump out, so that's good. Oops, I think I took a little bit of my black in there. I suppose I can always take, if worst comes to worst, I don't want to take any paint out and pour some in my palette. I suppose I can always just, use the cap of the bottle. Yeah, we'll do that. Close up the paint. there's still spots in this thing that are actually from the black, the base coat. There's still a little wet. But this is the coat that starts smoothing everything out, and I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna wipe that out. That part's still wet. So let's smooth it out, and that way it'll dry a little faster. I'm gonna keep dry brushing all this. Almost there. Which is good because I got 5 more minutes. I'm not going to say anything because if I say something, bad stuff will happen. I'll say it after I finish this. Of something I'm noticing on this particular section. Because this is like those other sections where I've seen paint lift off. I think it did. And it didn't lift off there, so go figure. And we're just gonna go over this quickly. All right. I pulled aside for a sec. I think that takes care of mostly the back side. This is me getting picky, especially since I might repaint this something else. And the side, so all I have left to do on this is paint the inside of this. And And I think I'm going to wait to do that to next time. And judging from the fact that it's working up pretty quick, as terrain pieces like this tend to. The hell is that? Next time I should be thinking about adding colors into the stonework. I gotta see what I used before. I do know I have a brown, and I know I used magenta, the clear magenta from Reaper. Because I like pink stone. Oh, this paper towel is awesome. So I know I have pink stone, I have like a green, and I have like a tan or brown. Because I've seen stones, all those colors. Stones can be so many different colors. So I'm excited about this, doing that. So I hope people have a lovely night. I hope you enjoyed the stream if you're still around. I may pop in on paint night, Cab Master, if you're still, I'm sure you're still around. Because I probably want to do a little painting tonight after I put this away. So I hope people pop in on Wednesday when I think maybe I still have to talk to him about it. I might do a co-stream with, we'll do a dual stream with Gel Tip. We were talking about last week, and I think it would be really cool to do it. I may not be painting this in that case, although this is spooky. But he wants to do something, you know, like a little spooky mini, and I think that'd be a ton of fun to do. I love Halloween. It's probably my second favorite holiday. Christmas is my first. I mean, my name's Carol. What do you want? Christmas should be my favorite. So, I think I'm just going to end stream tonight. You all have a lovely night, and I hope I